Oh my God! Nung sinimulan ko talaga yung first episode, I was hooked. As in, hook, line, and sinker. Ako yung isda na nahuli nila at sinerve nila dun sa isang challenge. That was me. Isa-isang darating yung mga 80 contestants. And like, yung pagdating pa lang nila, nafe-feel mo na yung excitement eh. The lights suddenly dim. And then may music. And then second level, umaakyat yung 20 white spoons.
Di ba parang entrance ng concert?
Sobra talaga, parang entrance siya ng concert. Kaya talaga nung nangyari,
yun yung iniisip ko.
Yung Culinary Class Wars! Are you ready? Make some noise! Ganon.
To Sarang!
Hey!
Anyong! This is Trency.
Annyeong! This is Pia!
Hi, this is Monica, and welcome to another episode of One to Sarang. Hello! Hello dyan sa ating mga Sarang Bays!
Hello, Sarang Bays!
To our listeners, to our Sarang Bays, I hope you guys are comfortable where you are, and not cold. I hope you're warm. If you're
It's winter here.
This is a Weaver post. It's cold today.
Correct.
Please wear warm clothes and don't catch a cold.
If it's raining today, I hope you're warm. If it's extra hot, I hope you have your Jisoo Life fanning yourself. Wow, not a sponsored post.
But pwede naman kami mag-sponsored post, Jisulay.
Tama, because I love Jisoo Life. Because it is live. But speaking of live, whatever it is that you're doing right now, thank you for joining us in our episode today. And I am hoping that you guys are well fed. because,
yes.
because today we are going to be talking about a show na feeling ko gets niyo na kung ano kasi marami na rin kaming pinopost on our IG stories on it because sinusubaybayan namin siya. And on Facebook as well. And this show, medyo mahirap siyang tahakin. Tama ba yung word ko? Na hindi ka nagugutom. Tama ba yung word na gamit ko?
Panoorin na lang, girl. Panoorin na lang.
Yun, fine. Panoorin. Hindi ko alam kung bakit hindi mo
ang landas ng show na to.
Baka kasi gutom ako. But anyway, ang point ko lang naman, sana hindi kayo gutom ngayon dahil ang pag-usapin natin ay ang Culinary Class Wars. Yeah! This awesome show that we loved so much.
I couldn't stop talking about it.
I know. Eto na, ngayon pa lang sinasabi namin na sobrang love namin tong show na to. And so, because we love it so much, syempre, di ba, kailangan ma-process namin yung hunger namin for more things. Culinary Class Wars. For this episode, we are going to be breaking down the recipe and ingredients that makes Culinary Class Wars a true standout. Is it one of the best variety show dishes that we've had the chance to savor in a while? Yes. Sinagot na. But yon ang pretty much major tanong for this episode. We are going to be talking about some of the challenges that we like, the people, the characters that we saw, the dishes that we saw, yung mga tumatak talaga sa utak namin habang pinapanood ang show na to. And of course, we're going to end off with our takeaways on why we love this show so much. Yeah. Pero syempre, before that, kailangan natin malaman kung ano nga ba ang mga ingredients sa recipe na ito. Itong Culinary Class Wars. Ang brief. So, Culinary Class Wars, it is a cooking survival show, a variety show that can be watched in Netflix. Hello, Netflix. Good job kayo sa show na ito. It is 12 episodes. Complete na siya. Meron na siyang winners. Kung na-spoil na kayo kung sino nanalo, okay lang yan. Because every single episode is actually quite a joy to watch. Even if alam na natin kung sino yung winner. And speaking of, dahil pinag-usapan ko na rin yung winner, yes, this is a an episode full of spoilers. So kung ayaw nyo pa rin malaman at ang galing nyo at hindi nyo pa rin alam kung sino nanalo, umalis na kayo dito, panoorin nyo yung Culinary Class Wars and then come back. And talk to us, listen to us, talk about our hunger for more Culinary Class Wars. Chika!
Yeah.
So again, back to the show. The show, ang format niya is basically it has 100 contestants that is composed of the best chefs, cooks, restaurant owners, influencers, educators, anything na may position and food that's related, that's food related in South Korea. And these chefs, these contestants actually come from very, very different backgrounds. Pwedeng from different cuisines, different cooking style, kung fine dining ba sila, street food, ganon, and from different ages, different genders, and even different nationalities. Kasi meron din tayong parang we have an Australian, Korean Americans, Italian, present also in the show, and also I think a Chinese, if I remember correctly. But anyway, so we have all these 100 contestants, and ang point lang naman ng show is to have a standoff between black spoons and white spoons. Ano ba tong black spoons and white spoons? Basically, ang white spoons, sila ang pinaka-elite of them all. Out of the 100, there are 20 of them. And these people are like the pinaka-prestige. Sila yung may mga 1 to 2 Michelin star restaurants. They are the award winners. Sila yung mga culinary masters na equivalent to national artists natin, ganon. So, essentially, they're also the national icons. So, ganon sila, kataas. And there are 20 contestants belonging in that category. And we have also the black spoons. And these are already culinary masters, technically. Pero hidden pa rin sila. Hidden culinary masters. So, they're famous to a certain level, pero hindi pa nila na-reach kasi yung prestigious ranks. Kaya, they still have to make a name for themselves. Kaya naman, for the show, they are made to use, they were made to give themselves a nickname. Tapos yun lang ang tawag sa kanila. And ang catch is, if they get to reach the finale, they are able to reveal the real names. Kasi syempre, yun nga, parang it's like a sign that they made their mark. They made it to the end. They made it to the top. So parang part siya ng premyo. These black spoons, they are a total of 80, by the way. Anyway, speaking of part of the premyo, the cash prize is actually 300 million won. That is about 12.7 million pesos equivalent. So that's big ass money.
That is
it's
a
about
lot.
$200,000. That's a lot of money. Yun na nga, 20 white spoons, 80 black spoons, and they are judged by two very, very different but interesting individuals. Siyempre, ang una ay si Chef Baek Jong-won, na kilala na natin lahat. He is a veteran restaurateur and celebrity chef. He's so famous that he's like, I think si PA yung nagsabi nun, he's like on the speed dial of the idols that we love. Because we always see him in like the variety shows of what do you call this? K-pop groups. Sobrang frequent na eksena ang, let me just call Chef Baek. Kasi kilala nila siya, alam mo yun. Or kung hindi nila alam kung paano magluto, gaganon lang sila, tapos by text message na basically utos or recipe kung paano nila gawin yung soup na yon na gusto nilang lutuin. Ganon siya kasikat. We actually mentioned him on our episode last year. It is I forget what number, but the title is Sarap Semul. It's when we actually went to one of Chef Baek's restaurants here in Glorieta in Makati. Talked about Baek's Coffee na nagulat ako kasi parang they have about 11 branches in the Philippines already.
Wow!
And just last year when we visited, around this time last year, if I remember correctly, parang yun pa lang, diba? Isa pa lang, tapos, although may ginagawa ng isa sa Mega Mall ata or something. But point is, 11 branches in
dalawa
a
doon
year.
nasa gali.
Talaga?
Wow,
Dalawa yung branch sa gali. So, yung mga povedans,
What?
meron silang tatambayan na, ewan ko, yung isa parang mas bakery, yung isa yung may seats. So,
hiniwalay
gets,
niya.
gets, gets.
hindi, but
Okay,
both
gets
serve
naman.
coffee. But anyway,
isa may
there are
upuan.
two in gali.
Important.
So,
may
isa
upuan,
parang
wala.
for coffee takeout lang, ganon?
Oo.
Parang ganon.
Parang
Yes.
parang bread talk. Parang ganon.
Oo.
Oh,
Correct.
Super gets. But anyway, ang galing, diba? So, ganong kagaling si Chef Pick kasi, yun nga, restaurateur siya. At ika nga ni Pia in our episode before, he's like basically a master marketer. Kasi yun
Yes.
yung essence niya, I guess, as a restaurateur. And kung kaya siya very, very successful. And we get to see that in his variety shows. We talked about some of them already, like Pig Spirit and Backpacker Chef and Genius Peck. A lot of these shows, si Pia ang nagme-mention ng mga to. So, ganun niya ka-favorite si
As ano
Chef
ang tawag
Peck.
I
sa'yo?
love Chef Pike. And
Pekista? Pekista ba ang tawag
Pekista.
sa'yo as a fan? Ano?
tsaka yung Culinary Class Wars, I also talked about it in our previous episode, What Have You
Yes.
Doing?
Yes.
That's
How you been
Now we're
doing?
here.
Yes.
And my personal favorite show of his, the Korean Rhapsody series, also on Netflix.
Hi,
They're
Netflix!
mostly,
Ang dami na.
I know. They're more of documentaries of his journeys, I guess. Kasi si Chef Peck, din siya, para siyang, what do you call that?
Advocate.
Advocate, academic.
Oo.
Parang he's
Of Korean
he
food.
he searches for the best in all kinds of Korean food and the different techniques of of cooking it, etc., etc. Parang Korean food connoisseur. There's a better
Yes.
term for it, but basically yun siya.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Korean food
Yeah,
connoisseur
oo.
is just about right.
Yeah. Kaya
Pero
naman,
hindi niya kayang sabihin yung connoisseur. Pag sabihin ni Chef. Love you, Chef!
at dahil nasimulan na-mention ko na rin yun, gusto ko lang i-note na ang cooking style niya ay everyday Korean cuisine, na laging may thesis of either what Koreans like to eat and or how they can make Korean food appealing to the rest of the world. As in, yun yung paulit-ulit niyang thesis sa pretty much most of his shows, all of his shows, diba? Ang other chef naman, ang other judge is Chef An Sung-jae. He is the only 3-star Michelin chef in South Korea. So his restaurant Mosu was awarded a 3 Michelin star back in 2020, just 2022. Sorry, not 2020, 2022. Operational ngayon ang Mosu Seoul.
Yes.
Like it's closed now, but it is reopening by the end of 2024. However, there is Mosu Hong Kong. So kung baka nasa Hong Kong kayo by any chance and gustong-gusto lang, super interested lang to try Chef An Sung-jae's food, might as well check
And
out
judge
Mosu
his
Hong
food.
Kong. Yeah, and judge his food.
And judge the
That's
story of his food.
That's
and
right.
what's the
It's a
kick?
story.
What's the kick,
What's
Chef?
the
What's the kick of your food?
Yeah.
How do I eat this?
There's a cute story sa sa name ng restaurant niya. Parang I learned that Mosu comes from the word kosomosu, which is cosmos for Korea, in Korean. The cosmos flowers. So parang there's something about that visual that already sparks something in what his food can be like. He's basically fine dining. So, ayun na nga. The reason why I mentioned the cooking style of Chef Peck is so that I can remind remind you of the contrast that the cooking style of Chef An Sung-jae is fine dining. And ika nga yung Wikipedia, it is a fusion of Asian cooking with Korean fermented ingredients presented in the classic mode of French haute cuisine. O, diba? So, grabe yung contrast. Here is Chef Peck na very, very street food, essentially.
Everyday man.
Everyday Korean food. And here is Chef An Sung-jae na fine dining, elevated, because I feel like that's what made the show have like so much different thoughts on the food that's being judged, diba?
Yeah.
We can talk about more of that later. Anyway, share na the impact of this show is pretty impressive. Catch Table, it's like a, how do you call this? It's like a restaurant reservation app. It's a service. And basically, based on the October data October, September data, the restaurants really spiked up. As in, yung most search is Neo, the Japanese restaurant Neo by Chef Choi Kang-rok, if you remember him. Anyway, we'll talk about him later. Yeah, the knife dude. And then super search din si Doryang, the Chinese restaurant by self-made chef, and Trid. It's a contemporary fusion restaurant by Chef Triple Star. Sobrang most searched daw sila. And in fact, Doryang, the restaurant, they just joined the app recently. Pero sold out na yung October reservations in just a second. So that is 65,000 people who reserved in just like that. Kasi grabe yung popularity ni self-made chef. And I guess, ni Culinary Class Wars, diba?
Yes.
Other mentioned high increase in reservations, yung mga restaurants ni Choi Yun-suk, the celebrity chef, and Cooking Maniac. So, good for them na tumaas yung reservation rates nila.
Ngumingiti na kaya siya ngayon.
Tinatry niya. Marami na siyang kailangan kausaping customers eh.
Correct. Na hindi tatakutin. Busog! Ganyan. Hindi na pwede.
And finally, sa impact, gusto ko lang i-share na sobrang galing ng impact ng show na to. Kasi parang yung appeal niya extended way beyond South Korea.
Yes.
Even the international viewers were like hooked. And sobrang nakutulong siya sa pag-revitalize ng struggle ng Korean restaurant industry because it has been struggling apparently since post-pandemic. They are still trying to catch up. So ika nga din ni Chef An Yu Song. He is the Japanese chef, si Blue House chef na yung tempura tendon dish. He's been saying na yun din naman talaga ang hope niya for this show. Kaya niya ginawa. At kaya most of them did. Kasi kailangan nila magtulong-tulong at kailangan nilang, I guess, lift themselves up from that run because, no one wants like a down industry. So super great. Super good talaga that Culinary Class Wars did something to help alleviate this problem. And hopefully, sobrang patuloy yun. Ang dami ko sinasabi, baka gutom lang ako. Ang dami ko kasi thoughts kasi ang dami nangyari. Pero anyway, eto na, pag-usapan na natin ng show. Anong nga ba ang lasa nitong Culinary Wars to us? Let us first talk about that first episode, which was like a banger. Like, I don't even know where to begin. Trency, baka you can take it away. Tell us more about the first impressions on this show.
Okay, so the two of them have been raving about this show na. So Pia and Monica, they were raving. And we were actually supposed to talk about like another show instead of this. But that got held. Hinold namin yon. And kasi syempre, Culinary Class Wars, kailangan natin uplift to, di ba? So I went in expecting naman na magiging maganda siya based on the reviews of my co-hosts. Pero oh my God, nung sinimulan ko talaga yung first episode, I was hooked. As in, hook, line, and sinker. Ako yung isda na nahuli nila at sinerve nila dun sa isang challenge. That was me. Kasi as in, I mean like, so what happened nung first episode was like they were just in this massive set, which was also where they did Physical 100 and several other reality shows. So ang laki-laki ng set na to. They had like all these like long tables and then isa-isang darating yung mga 80 contestants. And like, yung pagdating pa lang nila, na-feel mo na yung excitement eh. And then ang daming karakter. So automatically, when you watch it, you're very interested because you're seeing so many different faces. May mga like, usual, mukhang chef, naka-chef uniform, ganun. Tapos biglang may darating na merong chicken head. Na parang, sino ba to? Tapos may isa, naka-sedyong...
Si Marshmello.
Si Marshmello. DJ din pala siya. DJ chef, char. And then may isang chef na darating na naka-sedyong king outfit. Alam mo yun? Na sobrang like hooked ka na kagad. Kasi you're just like, there's just so many people. And like your eye is just going from like one face to another. And then when all of them were seated, the lights suddenly dim, and then may music, and then may biglang, kasi parang there was like a second level. And then second level, isa-isang, sabay-sabay pala rather, umaakyat yung 20 white spoons.
Na parang entrance ng concert.
Sobra talaga, parang entrance siya ng concert. Kaya talaga nung nangyari,
yun yung iniisip ko.
Yung Culinary Class Wars! Are you ready? Make some noise! Ganon.
Kung may gagawa nun dito, feeling ko sino yun yung matangkad? Choi.
Yung matangkad.
Feeling ko, may vibe siya. Naka-leather jacket siya ng finale. Rockstar siya eh.
Correct.
So, kaya nun yung umakit talaga sila. And then, as in talagang, ang galing din kasi talaga ng pagkaka-edit and like, you know, all the other stuff that they plan to make this just such a very awe-inspiring kind of moment. Na talagang, as in, kinilabutan ako, literal, as in, chills. Tapos, as in, talagang, naiiyak na ako. Hindi ko lang kung bakit ako naiiyak. Pero, thinking about it now, parang, kasi nakikita mo rin yung mga mukha ng mga tao sa babae. Yung mga black spoons na nandun. And you can see how awestruck they were. Kasi they knew all these 20 people na nandun. And like, for them, nakakatawa pa kasi they were up there and they were all in white. They were like gods. Medyo British nga yung feel, diba?
Exactly.
Diba? Parang you're in like the middle of an amphitheater tapos may mga statue ng mga gods and goddesses of Athens. Parang ganun. May ganung feel and they were just looking down on you. So, kitang-kita mo sa mga mukha nila na putang ina, idol ko yun. Pinapanood ko yan. Siya nag-inspire sa akin na magluto. Parang, kaya parang, oh my God, like literal chills. And as Mon said nga earlier, parang it really set the tone of the show na it's gonna be such like a grandiose kind of show pitting like massive restaurant players with like these up-and-comers and like you can just really feel the tension and the passion and even in that moment. Kaya parang, oh my God, as in, yun lang. Nalabas ko na siya finally. Putang ina. Sobrang excited na ako sa episode na to eh. Kasi yung Viber, hindi na ako pinapakinggan eh. Tuloy-tuloy lang ako nag-message sa kanila habang nanonood ako eh. Kasi, oh my God, that first episode was just, wow.
Yes.
How about
Super-duper
you,
agree.
Pia? What'd you think?
Super-duper agree. As in, yung first episode pa lang talaga, like, as in, I did not know what to expect. I just watched it because I heard that Chef Pike has a new show. Yun lang talaga yung hook ko. And then, as a lot of people have been calling it, it's Physical 100 but cooking. Na parang, kung paano nyo siya in-imagine na, paano magkukuking ang Physical 100? Ganito. As in, it's so intense, it's so dramatic, and sobra siyang, wow, grabe sa puso. And then, since nabanggit na ni Trancy, like, a lot of the good details about the opening, isang bagay lang din na naalala ko dun sa first episode. Like, the first few, so siguro yun na nga, spoilers na ha, pero siguro yun na nga yung nakita na natin kung sinong mananalo. Kasi dun sa Black Spoons, isa sa pinakaunang na interview, if I remember correctly, is si Napoli Matfia. Kasi pinost ko kagad yung TV kasi kamukha niya yung CEO ng dating kumpanya kung saan ako nagtatrabaho. Hello, Kevin Tan! Baka naman, gusto mo na yan, sponsor podcast namin. Because I'm still friends with like his brother and all of that. So, pinost ko, kinunan kong picture ta sinend ko, hoy, yung kuya mo! Nandito, nagluluto. Eh, di ba, nameless pa siya doon. Parang, kilala ko yan eh.
Bakit pa
hindi
nandiyan
mo
yan?
kami maluloko, Kevin Tan.
Grabe, kaya mo yung maging CEO at chef.
Diba? Follow your passions.
Yeah.
Pero sobrang ang interesting lang din nung fact na yun nga, the Black Spoons are, actually it's also so mean, and as kinall out nga din sa isang podcast is that Koreans are so classist. Kailangan mong i-class. O yung white spoon, sila lang ang may pangalan. Ang black spoon, wala kayong pangalan. Although it's nice because like the nicknames really gave more to the personality. Kasi
I agree.
Mas naaalala ko yung black spoon chefs because of their nicknames as opposed to the white spoon chefs na hindi ko kilala.
Correct.
So that was actually very interesting and a great way of introducing them to us. So yun, si Napoli Matfia, nag-stand out siya sa akin agad-agad. And syempre kilala naman si Triple Star. Talagang, yung anak ko, in passing lang, biglang napalingon, hey, he's pogi. Aba, okay. Mga payat na kulang sa kanin, yun yung mga type niya.
Correct!
Ayan.
Gusto niya, mga brooding intellectuals.
diba? Oo, artists.
Medyo artist. To add lang dun sa sinabi ni Pia, na parang yun nga yung may classisness. Parang for me, yes, parang kahit sila medyo na weirdohan at slightly offended na, they even called it like dirty spoon. Kasi parang black spoon equals dirty spoon for them. Parang, hala, dirty tayo. Parang may ganun silang vibe, the black spoon said. Pero parang I think, it kind of also parang set the tone for the rest of the story na parang it's them like scrambling to get up to go higher, alam mo yun. So and then papasok tayo sa finale kung saan yun na nga yung nangyari. Parang it all the more nagkakaroon ng redemption for the black spoons kasi parang like alam mo yun, may pangalan na kami kahit na alam mo yun, isa lang sa amin yung nakaabot doon. Parang ganun siyang dating. So gandang setup.
Medyo OA pa nga yung analysis ko kasi parang one of the black spoons pointed out. Ano bang criteria kung bakit sila yung white tapos tayo black lang? Kasi parang there were select few. Like for example, si Sun Young's dad, tama ba yung name niya? Who is a black spoon but he is a YouTuber who has like 1-point-something million subscribers also. And then the way that yung description pa sa kanya is that even every single chef knows him and like kung kunwari may questions sila in mind, they refer to his channel, check out his like video on whatever dish or problem, cooking problem that they have, and he would have answers. So parang kinu-question nila, bakit hindi siya white? Parang ganon. So kumbaga, suddenly, hindi masyadong clear kung sino ang deserving to be white. Kasi maraming mga dapat ata na black na dapat nandun na sa white. Parang may ganon. Tapos meron akong over-analysis na gaya kasi talaga buhay. Minsan kahit deserving mo, hindi. Wala ka pa rin dun sa taas. Kaya kailangan mo pa rin kumayod. Parang merong extra kayod na kailangan gawin. And then there are these white spoon people.
Oh.
White spoon chef.
Girl!
White
Culinary
spoon
Class Arts to pagkain to. Ibang klaseng
I know.
kainan yan. Parang mali.
There are these white chefs. Maybe I'll mention this na lang in the challenge kasi parang yun yung may gusto ko i-share about my favorite challenge later. Baka mapahaba pa. But what were you saying, Pia? What were you gonna add?
Kasi stark naman yung difference ng white spoon sa black spoon. Like, gets ko naman kay Sung Yoon's apa na siya yung reference and all of that. But like, these are like recognized, awarded, and like decorated chefs. So parang konti na lang. Sige, abot din tayo dyan. Kuha tayo na isang star, ganyan.
Correct. Pero siguro like up till when? Kumbaga, criteria-wise, hanggang saan, siguro yun yung mas question nila.
Kung ano yung cut-off.
Like, kung ano yung cut-off. Which is a valid question. But either way, I thought that okay din naman yung pagkaka-cast sa kanila. And super kudos to the production team because yung pag-search nila sa 80 black spoons na to. Grabe yung variety. I love how we have a lot of these up-and-coming chefs na sila yung mga popular restaurants na current. Pero meron tayo yung what's her name? Yung school lunch lady.
Yes.
Oo. Master of school meals.
Ayun. Parang, di ba, parang napaka-random, but also super great that they recognize people like that who...
The lunch ladies.
Yeah, who give great quality food also to society. So, sobrang na-appreciate ko yung ganong little
diversity
things that the production added. Yeah.
I love it.
Who else? Actually, yun yung sagot ko. Pero parang,
sagot niya.
Since, nakwento mo na rin lahat eh. Parang yung yung amazement sa akin, yung tumatak sa akin. It really felt like them meeting their heroes and ang sarap siguro ng feeling na to. And especially for a field na like culinary, this is like a kind of industry, a kind of skill, a kind of art form na you really have to look up to these people who have already walked the path. Alam mo yun?
Correct.
You get inspiration from them. So, just the feeling of being in that one giant-ass room, tas nandun silang lahat. Actually, baka yun, na nandun silang lahat. Kasi parang you can meet your hero pa isa-isa. You go to a talk or you see them in a restaurant or whatever, and it's fine. But you see all 20 of them in one fucking room,
with smoke machine effect.
I know.
Correct.
Feeling ko rin, may iyak ako. Feeling ko babagsak ako. And some of them did. Like, ang ganda ng mga cutaways. So, yung iba talaga kulang na lang sumalempang sila sa sahig kasi hindi sila makapaniwala na nangyayari yon. Alam mo yon.
Correct.
So, sobrang galing. Sobrang sarap. Ang ganda ng feeling.
So, quick lang banat na highlight. Nakakatuwa lang kasi parang may teacher-student scenario din doon. Tapos parang they saw each other. So, ang ganda lang nung ganong play din na parang may estudyante doon tapos may teacher at the same time na all in the same room. So, it's just nice.
And they root for each other.
Yes.
Like, I love how
It's
the
so
student
touching.
would feel like it's syempre nakakatakot, but at the same time, iwawagay-way ko tong flag because ikaw nagturo sa akin. Parang gano'n, I will do my best. Pero, and then there's like the teacher perspective naman na, kaya niya yan. Parang, alam mo yun, parang pinaniniwalaan na kaya niyang manalo. Parang,
And not just that, yung pinagyayabang niya sa mga kasama niya. Yan, estudyante ko yan. Yan, estudyante ko. Yung gano'n,
super sweet.
Nakakatawa.
Gosh. And I would be remiss if I don't mention Fabri. Fabri, my love Fabri. Kasi kasi nung lumabas talaga siya, as in lumaki talaga yung mata ko kasi judge siya ni Chef Pike. As in, gano'n yung feeling ko because he's also in Genius Pike. Isa siya sa mga chefs ni Chef Pike na sinisigaw-sigawan lang niya kasi maingay si Fabri, Italiano eh. So, parang sabi ko, paano ba kaya to na sinisigaw-sigawan tapos ngayon ko lang nakita na, respected pala talaga siya. Because in Genius Pike, they didn't introduce him as a Michelin star chef, pero enter Chef Pike, pakihiwa yung ganito, pakiganyan. Tapos kung ano na, this busy, ganyan. Tapos bigla siyang nagko-Korean, yung mga ganyan. That is so odd. Tapos parang, respected pala siya talaga. Hindi lang siya inuutos-utusan. And yung reaction niya dun sa cooking, di ba, he would always be one of those, taga, dito tayo. Siya yung mahilig magugot sa mga white spoon chef na sasama naman sa kanya. Interesado ko dito, okay to, yung ganon. Thank you, Fabri. Sobrang light talaga siya sa akin dito sa show na to. And also since mentioning Fabri, paki-check yung Facebook post na nag-reply siya sa akin sa Instagram. Hello!
Siya pala yun, si Chef Fabri. Kasi nung pinost mo yun, parang di pa ako nanonood ng Culinary Culinary Class Wars.
Yes, it's him.
Fabri
Hello,
pala.
Fabri. Itatag ka namin.
How very
sponsor
on
mo
brand.
kami.
Wow!
Ng cheese. I want a meal of cheese.
Yes!
Gusto ko lang din ni Ad though, parang meron din onting pressure to kasi merong other people na dahil alam nila na nanggaling sila sa certain chef na yon. Parang there was an extra pressure na dapat magaling sila. There were two particular people, Triple Star and 123, kasi nanggaling sila sa mga kamay ni Chef Ann na dahil nag-work sila sa Mosu Seoul. So, parang merong, grabe yung bulong-bulungan na feel ko talaga na, yan, mga apprentice yan ni Chef Ann, ganun. So, parang may extra shit. I'm sure nakaka-pressure yon na kailangan magaling sila, kailangan hindi nila mapahiya yung judge because, hello, judge, diba? Siya na yung pinakamagaling in the entire room dahil siya yung 3-star Michelin.
Correct.
So,
and also si 123 yun, diba? Yung parang, sabi niya na, sana si Chef Pike yung mag-taste nung sa akin kasi alam niya kung paano si Chef Ann or something. Or baliktad ba? Basta parang he was wishing na parang, baka hindi mag-get si Chef Pike yung nuances ng food ko. Parang may ganun siyang hesitation.
Kasi may ganun siya na parang...
Baba naman ang tingin nyo kay Chef Pike.
Pero lumaban si Sir,
ganun.
nagigets naman niya. Hindi naman niya ma-explain lahat-lahat. Pero food, because he loves food so much, nagigets niya.
Oo.
Totoo.
Tama yan.
But who else caught your attention? Like, I don't know, any of the chefs or maybe the dish?
Okay.
What about the challenge? Go, Pia, go.
Sorry, because Chef Ed talaga, and Chef Edward Lee, from the very, very, very start, like when they said that he was the one who won Iron Chef in 2012. And I'm like, what? Iron Chef? we all, I mean, siguro yung mga ka-age namin, age reveal, we all grew up watching that. Na parang, lagi, di ba? What is the special ingredient? That whole spectacle. Kaya parang, yun din yung feeling ko dito, yung spectacle ng Iron Chef was also kind of like, same here with Culinary Class Wars.
Correct.
So parang I was so freaking impressed already, and I love how he really just held his own for the whole program. Like, from the very start, parang hindi niya ginawang reason yung fact na hindi siya magaling mag-Korean, hindi niya naiintindihan lahat na nangyayari. He was really just there to compete. I was telling them that I was listening to this podcast. David Chang interviewed Chef Edward Lee. So, meron siyang mga konting insights on the show. Nakakatawa yung sabi niya na parang, di ba, may in-ear siya to translate. Minsan daw, parang ang dami-daming sinabi, tas yung maririnig lang niya, the ingredient is seafood. Na parang siya, sandali, ang dami nangyari. Bakit yun lang? Yung mga ganun. So, parang the fact na he really did what he loves best, which is cooking. And sobrang, from the very start, like, di ba, nung one-on-one sila ni Meat Master, he just treated it really with respect. Na hindi niya kilala kung sino yung, hindi naman siya masyadong in the know with, like, who the Korean chefs are. Pero after he was like, add me on Instagram, let's talk. Di ba meron siyang ganun, parang may, okay ka bro, mag-usap tayo after, may mga ganun siya. And also, like, yung sa restaurant challenge is because medyo nainis ako dun kay Napoli Matfia kasi meron siya, di bang, ulterior motive. He was like, sali ako kay Chef Ed kasi hindi siya marunong mag-Korean. Ako mag-i-English siya Korean. I'll translate so that I can take over the team.
Correct.
Pero, so parang the whole time, medyo kasi hindi naman pleasant yung face ni Napoli Matfia.
Uy,
medyo,
si Kevin, ano yan? Kevin,
hindi. Yung buhok lang, gano'n, yung Kevin Tan niya. Pero di ba meron siyang parang darkness, so parang hindi ko
medyo thuggish siya, actually. Thuggish.
Diba? So parang the whole restaurant challenge, parang nakaabang lang ako kung anong gagawin niya para lang masabotage o maboycott si Chef Edward. And yet, at the end of the challenge, nung in-announce nila na una pa si Napoli Matfia na mag-a-advance sa second round, si Chef Edward pa yung pinakamasaya and had nothing but high praises for him na parang, if you only knew kung ano pinagsasabi niya kanina. Yun talaga yung feeling ko. The way he competed was just so sincere, I feel like. That's why siya talaga yung story na I loved the most. As in, tsaka lahat ng niluto niya, ganyan, titikman ko lahat, parang ganun. Mahilig pa siya sa whiskey. Go, chef! Tara!
Correct.
Tayo.
As Edward Lee, but as his Korean name, it's Makgoli.
Makgoli, oo. As an ajushi, dapat Makgoli.
As an ajushi called Lee Kyun, it's Makgoli.
Correct.
You know, everything you said about Edward Lee, sobrang pasok din. Kasi syempre, I super appreciated him too. I loved his character. I loved everything he did in the show. And then, sa research ko, I saw that he has this initiative. It's called the Lee Initiative. And it's for Let's Empower Employment. So parang, according to Wikipedia, it identifies issues surrounding diversity in the restaurant industry and creates solutions to help the restaurant community grow. On Twitter, I saw this incident na basically, yung isang initiative kasi, it's for women chefs. Kasi parang meron siyang isang assistant in the restaurant who gave her notice to quit kasi no one will take care of her child. And he couldn't understand why kasi she was a very, very capable, a very, very good worker. So parang hindi niya ma-comprehend kung bakit kailangan niyang i-quit yung career niya para mag-alaga ng bata, parang ganon. So the initiative is to, I don't know exactly what it does, but basically it's to help women find solutions for that. I guess for them to keep on working kahit na may mga ganun nga, may child rearing na kailangang maganap, etc. So it's really, really cool. I hope you guys can read up more about it kasi madami pa silang ibang ginagawa. At pagsabihin ko lahat, medyo ang haba na nun. But super kudos talaga.
Super short na lang, dun din sa podcast nga with what's his face? The podcast I mentioned a while ago.
David
so anyway,
Chang.
He said that he's gonna open a new restaurant in Washington, a non-profit restaurant. Kasi ang point lang ng restaurant na yun is that he needs to collect data on how restaurants could be environmentally friendly. how they can reduce their carbon footprints. So yun lang yung point niya, na parang to gather data, and then after a while, that would be present, so all restaurants could just look at it na parang, okay, kung 4% ba yung kailangan nating idagdag annually, edi i-adjust natin yung food prices or whatever. Wala. As in, ginagawa lang niya because meron din siyang ganun initiative. Like, he's such a great person all around. Bakit ganon?
Super galing, oo. And
My
I
heart.
like din talaga, one of my favorite participants din talaga si Eddie. Si Edward Lee. Especially, kasi may kwento siya sa lahat ng ginagawa niya. And then,
Correct.
nagustuhan kasi ko rin yung perspective niya eh. Parang yung isa sa mga favorite challenges ko, yung restaurant challenge. So, yung concept ng restaurant niya, so team leader siya, right? Yung fusion of European Korean, American Korean, and Chinese Korean food. And then, parang present European, Italian, Korean. Tapos yung isang, yung food for that is the samjang pasta. Tapos, nung dinescribe siya sa Korean mukbang creators, I thought that was genius to employ them as the food tasters. Like,
Correct.
super genius. Good job talaga sa pro team for that. Yung reaction nila, they were like, what? Samjang? As in, nagulat ako. Kasi, for me, ilang beses ko na siya sinubukan. Because, siguro, parang doon ko lang na-realize, kasi hindi ako Korean. So, hindi ingrained sa akin na ang samjang is for select purposes only. Alam mo,
Correct.
it's a kind of seasoning paste for this only. Pero, yung ganun perspective, that's when it hit me na parang, alam mo, buti na lang that he's here. Kasi parang it's also nice. While I appreciate, of course, that the Koreans honing their own dishes, alam mo yun, presenting creativity, them being Koreans themselves, it's also nice to have a perspective as a non-Korean, kahit na he's Korean, pero kumbaga, may outside influence and develop food further. Kasi ganun din naman talaga ang art development, really, di ba? So, culinary art, any forms of art. So, sobrang na-appreciate ko yun.
He does really identify as a man from Kentucky, and he said that he joined this show because he wants to explore nga Korean food, kasi ngayon pa lang talaga siya mas magfo-focus doon. So, parang ito yung discovery niya of like the Korean food.
Correct.
Ang ganda.
I love it.
Sino
Ako
pa ba?
parang, I super duper love him as well. As in, and I, sobrang like, same sentiments. Like, his story, and I guess dun din ang galing sincerity niya eh. Kasi it's coming from him trying to reconnect nga with his roots through food. So, and reconnect with the people as well. So, talagang like, that's, I mean, you can really see how sincere he is at, with not just the food, but also trying to connect nga with his fellow chefs. Alam mo yun, baka yun din yung reason why he also wants to like, you know, connect with me on Instagram. Alam mo yun, para let's have a talk after this so we can discuss about this more. Because I want to know more about who I am as a person. Parang may ganun. And ako for me, aside from him, na-mention ni Monica nga kayo na ang mga babae sa restaurant world. Yes. For me, sila din yung mga sobrang, like, nag-zone in din ako sa kanila. Kasi, like, I mean, alam mo naman sa restaurant world, it's really mostly men. Alam mo yon, which kind of really saddens me. Kasi parang, alam mo yun, parang, sa bahay, babae ang nagluluto parate. Parang ganun. Pero pag nasa labas, in the outside world, pag restaurant, lalaki mostly. Yeah. And, kaya I was just so very happy na ang daming mga babae na involved dito sa show na to. And women from like different parts of the cooking sphere. Alam mo yon. Pero ang highlight for me is siguro si Jung Ji-soon, which is the queen of dim sum.
Yeah. Oh,
initially, I didn't really like, kind of like, medyo na-iffy ako sa kanya. Feel her kasi parang, she seemed very aggressive. Alam mo yon. Pero parang, paglaon, the more that I watch her, the more that I get why she's also like that. Kasi nga, I mean, for the most part, as she's also mentioned in her experience, it's a man's world. Sometimes she's the only woman in the kitchen. Yes. So she has to have that kind of more, parang, not even aggressive, but like, stronger persona. Yes. Alam mo yun? So, for her to be able to be respected, sometimes pa nga, by the men that are there. And eventually, have her own restaurant. And I really, really love her kasi parang kita mo yung parang character arc niya rin dun sa show, na parang sa start, she was the first one to mention na parang when they were having their first group challenge, and it was like a bunch of like white spoons, all with their own restaurants,
Oo.
run their own kitchens, all together, and she was the first one to mention na, hala, puro ego to, patay.
Oo,
At
exactly.
Correct.
obvious naman, like, you can
Yes.
see, like, even with her, how she was trying to control the situation, alam mo, because, I mean, in her head, and in the heads of the other chefs, like, I know how to do this. And then later on, in the future, in the succeeding team challenges, parang sabi na niya na parang, I learned my lesson na parang I just really love how she was able to, like, pick up things then. Alam mo yun,
Yeah.
learn
Yeah.
from the experience. And I don't know, pag nung pinanood ko siya nun, parang may learning din ako for myself. Na alam mo yun, parang pag kunyari you find yourself losing a team challenge. What? Or yun, parang like, just learn from it and move on and just,
Correct.
put it into action in the next thing that you're gonna do. And kitang-kita mo dun sa next challenge na yun na sobrang like she was really like a team player na talaga.
Yes.
So, and that's why I super love her. And I love how she also thinks about her food as well. I
Yeah.
really love yung pinagkaguluhan nila na dumplings.
Oo.
Yeah.
Na nung una pa
Sob-
walang nag-order nung first round.
Oo.
I was telling already my
Mm-mm.
daughter, yun kagad, dumplings kagad, di ba? Bakit di nila pinipili?
Correct. Oo.
Correct.
Second
And
round pa nila pinili.
Brilliant. Sobrang brilliant.
galing.
I just
With
really,
triple
really-
star right there.
Yes, with
Actually,
triple star. And then
those-
siguro pasundot na rin dun sa ibang mga babae. Because I really love having like harmonies in the mix. Like, I just
Yes.
love all these like
Yes.
older women
Imo
banging it
kasi.
with them. For 30-hour cookathon. Alam mo yun?
Correct.
Itong mga
Correct.
adjuma na
Yes.
to.
Correct.
Grabe. So, shout out kay Imo Kase, Master of School Meals, and Lee Yong Suk. Yes.
Yeah.
So, sila po
Correct.
yun.
If I may
Lee
just
Yung
add
Suk-
about like the women, because my best friend, when after high school, she moved already to Canada, and then as in she tried to be a chef talaga, and then like she even worked for one of those parang a Michelin star restaurant in Spain that has been booked for 2 years, yung ganong type.
Wow.
And it's really a struggle for women in the kitchen. Like every day she would always just complain to me na same din, ganun talaga experience na dalawa lang babae sa kitchen, because it's very patriotic the way chefs run kitchens, and usually they're very hurtful. That's why a lot of girls just quit because talagang malala yung bullying sa kitchen na nangyayari, and they would just tell you na bakit ka nandito, ba't di ka nalang mag-reception, ba't di ka nalang mag-waitress. As in ganon. So, it's very nice to see all these women competing there, and they are on equal ground with all these men.
Yes.
Because they deserve to have more of the spotlight. And yun nga, even if they don't have a chance in all of these bigger restaurants, dapat magkaroon din sila ng face and should be recognized somehow.
Yeah.
That's
Super
true.
agree.
Parang yung mga female chefs, like ito yung isa sa mga few industries. You know how super dated na nito, pero parang women in sexier roles. Parang as a chef, if you're a woman chef, sobrang astig ka, like super strong for you to be a chef. Tapos reverse, men who cook are sexy, parang ganon. So, wala na, naisip ko lang siya na ganon.
Yeah.
Super love Jung Ji-soon. Also kinda didn't like her in the beginning. More of because yung one-on-one niya was si Queen of Chinese cuisine. Yung ano, yung may
yeah.
mentor.
The goddess. The
Correct.
goddess.
Si goddess pala, goddess. Na apprentice ni Chef Liu Qinglai, who's also part of the White Spoon. And I was rooting for her. Like, as in, she was even given a
Yeah.
pass because she was eliminated already. Pero naniwala sa kanya si Chef Peck. Diba? Peck yung
Yes.
naniwala.
Yes. Oo.
Tapos nakabalik siya. So, parang medyo parang kumbaga, between the two, hindi ko alam, I don't know, sometimes may ganun talaga mababae, no? Minsan ako compare mo or something na dapat hindi. But, yon, eventually I learned to love her, especially when she calmed down. Like,
Yeah.
parang, kasi intense at the beginning. And I can understand because the pressure and, a room full of so much personality and character. Parang, and she really looks like the kind of person who needs to organize or parang have a sense of control over things. And I super get it. Actually, funny because I was checking out some of the contestants like ages and stuff. And it turned out that Jisoon, ka-birthday ko siya, May 15. So parang pareho kami ng personality. Baka kaya ako siya naiintindihan. The hard-headed bulls. Mga Taurus talaga. Anyway, sorry. Dahil na-mention ko na rin yung pass, isa din sa mga favorite ko, actually, dalawa sila, si cooking, comic book chef.
Oh, yeah.
Because sobrang interesting talaga ng pinanggalingan niya. Nasa sobrang astig na basically he learned how to cook because of the comic books. It's like an innate talent. Sobrang na-amaze kahit si Chef Anne na parang, okay, I have to give him a pass also kasi na-eliminate na siya because I wanna see more. Of course, what's his name? The other guy. Self-made chef.
Self-made chef.
I love him too. I love his story.
Diba? I love his story that he started as a delivery
Such a
boy.
pleasant
Tsaka, yun nga, parang ang pleasant niya. Parang ang sarap niyang kasama. Parang ang happy lang niya, ang grateful lang niya.
Yeah.
Kaya super happy ako to find out that his restaurant is doing well.
Yes.
Nandito na rin ako. I just also want to share now for our supplementary material. We'll be posting like a restaurant directory of all these chefs. Para just in case, mapadpad kayo sa Seoul or maybe Hong Kong or wherever it is na meron silang restaurant, meron tayong pwedeng checklist kung saan pumunta. So,
I love it so much.
Medyo excited na ako sa homework kong yan. Meron akong tanong. Yung naalala na food na sobrang gusto nyong kailangan matikman dahil nakita nyo sa Culinary Wars. Top of mind lang. Baka lang may naalala
Ako, quick
kayo.
answer.
Okay, go.
Yung tofu dessert ni Chef Edward Lee.
Oh my gosh.
Like, how? I wanna know how that tastes like. Like, caramelized gochujang. What?
Actually,
I wanna know how that works.
correct. Although, gusto ko lang i-note kasi may sinasabi siya na parang, even si Chef Peck ate yung nagsabi na parang, tofu is not a dessert, so this is new. Tapos parang ako, wala kayong taho.
Correct. Wala kayong taho. Ayan. Tsaka parang like, hindi nyo alam, may nag sila, kinilaw sila, pero taho hindi nyo alam? Come on.
Sorry kung Chef Edward din to, pero sobrang gusto ko talagang matikman yung pasta niya na nasa block of tofu. Like, how could you even think about that? Like, just as simple as, kasi pareho lang naman sila ng cheese eh. Parang ganun, na parang, wow, that was just so mind-blowing to me. And the way he presented it is exactly how, how they would do it, like, in a bowl, in a
wheel.
In a wheel of cheese, ganyan. And natatawa lang talaga ako kay Chef Pike dun sa buong time na yun kasi para siya ututo. Kung ano sabi ni Chef Edward, umuoo siya. Cheese to. Hindi, tofu to. Oo nga, cheese nga. Parang
Correct.
chicken to. Hindi, tofu to. Ay, chicken nga.
Oo na lang.
Niya.
Meron akong tatlong foods na hindi ko talaga makalimutan. Yung una, yung kay Goddess of Chinese Cuisine, yung dumpling niya na may meat inside. Yung I forget what kind of pork, pero basta may buong meat. Kasi usually, di ba, minced?
Yung parang mantaw.
Correct.
Oo, basta may mataba na samgyup sa gitna na parang juicy. Pero na problema siya kasi parang nasobrahan ata siya ng filling. Kaya, di ba, nagsabaw.
Tumapon siya.
Medyo nag-leak. Pero, I guess dahil sa sobrang sarap at juicy, nakapasa pa rin siya. But anyway, just the idea, that blew my mind talaga. And then, the second one, someone did that vegetarian sushi. Yung gamit niya yung vegetables and made it look like, sashimi pala, sorry. Sashimi.
Yeah. Sa first round to.
Sa first round pa lang siya. He didn't make it, but just the idea. I'm pretty sure that's been done before, pero parang I wanna experience it. And then the third, yung kay Napoli Mafia. Yung soup niya, yung dumpling, I guess, I love dumplings, diba? Yung kwento niya about, kasi that was the challenge, Your Life on a Plate. Tama ba yung title ng ano? Basta yun. Yung kwento ng grandmother niya na meron siyang, what do you call that kind of dumpling? Yung parang sako and, but essentially they're
Parang he formed it like her purse. Parang yung story
Yeah,
niya.
like her
Binibigyan siya
purse.
ng pera
Oo.
ng lola niya. Tapos it always comes from this purse.
Pero hindi ba kamukha lang yun ng first dish na ginawa niya na sinabi niya na mukhang mga trash sa Italy kaya may mga trash ba?
Correct.
Yeah. Pero
Oo.
yung
Galit
part yung... Correct.
Mahilig
Pero
siya
yung
mag-mimic.
Yung dun kasi
Ganda.
sa dish na yun, that particular dish, kasi, yung sabaw. Kasi diba, she made that broth na made out of seafood na, well, syempre dito sa mga cooking shows naman to, they kind of show snippets of how it's done, but not fully. But natakam talaga ako kasi parang, ang perfect tingnan ng sabaw. As in, hindi ko maintindihan, pero parang, that broth looked divine. And even the faces of, and the fact that Chef Anne gave him a freaking 90, which is like perfect to his
Perfect
eyes.
para sa kanya.
Perfect para sa kanya. Sobrang napaano talaga, hands on the on the rails of my seat na parang, oh my God. Like, I please.
Give it to me.
I need to taste that. And also, I also want to taste the dish. Yung sinabon ni Chef Anne na, walang rice, so no.
Yung sa isang harmony
niya.
Oo.
Kasi parang sabi pa niya sa interview, masarap naman talaga siya, pero walang rice,
pero kulang ng kanin.
So I had
kasi
to
it
let
becomes
go.
salty.
Which
without
I
the
kind of
rice.
appreciated kasi parang, meron ding point I forget which, yun ba? Or another, si Omakase Imo ata. Yung parang, he was contemplating bibigay ba niya yung specific score na hindi, sorry, si lunch lady pala. Parang hindi niya alam
yung hinold niya.
Oo, hindi niya alam kung natatouch lang siya dahil sa story, sa kwento, dahil naalala niya yung mommy niya.
He's becoming
Alam mo yun?
emotionally connected to it.
Parang kailangan niya mag-hold back and really just focus on the dish. So parang that kind of also helped me in terms of like dealing with the show kasi parang syempre tayo napupul tayo sa mga kwento ng mga to,
Correct.
And essentially, while we have favorites, at the end of the day, hindi talaga natin din alam kung masarap talaga yung linuluto nila. Alam mo yun?
True.
So, hindi natin ma-judge. And if ang basis ng judgment is on the taste, wala talaga tayong say.
Correct.
But him, Chef Anne, saying that, the fact that he can taste it and all that, parang it gave me a perspective na, a thinking na, I should keep an open mind. Parang dapat hindi ako magpapasway sa mga kwento-kwento. But then again, at the end of the day, it's also all about entertainment. Like, hindi, sila lang makakatikim. So parang, while it's great, it's good to know that we cannot judge it by taste. Hindi, valid pa rin yung nafe-feel natin.
Na kung isa pa na favorite, not dish, but like kind of like how he does it. Like, I'm super interested sa gawa naman din ni Chef Choi Yun-suk. As in, parang feeling ko he thinks so differently. Alam mo yun? Parang we've been talking about like all these like very heartwarming dishes. But at the same time, like there are also these chefs that offer like kind of like more parang in a way intellectualized dishes. Alam mo yun? Parang natutuwa ako
Strategic.
how he thinks. Oo. Parang like, I mean, kaya sobrang I wanna also partake in his
Fine dining restaurant.
fine dining experience. Kasi I feel like,
Correct.
I like what he said nga na parang, gusto ko na ma-confuse kayo bago nyo maintindihan. Parang ako like, I like that. Confuse me first.
Motto mo yan eh.
Oo.
Confuse them, gano'n, diba?
Yeah, oo.
Ako sobrang din gusto kong itry yung lobster jampong. Just the visuals.
Yeah!
Parang,
Puta.
what the hell is this? Like, as in, yes, I am willing to pay. How much? 40,000 won or something? Yes.
Or 56
Yes.
ata? Or
Take my
something.
money.
Yeah.
Go.
All those caviar pa, yes.
Yeah.
Grabe yung caviar.
Oh,
What do you call that?
luxury.
The caviar, the one on top. What do you call that? Yung basically different kinds
Alpab.
of roe and caviar.
Uh-uh.
The gimbap.
Yung alpab?
Bibimbap. Parang essentially bibimbap pero puro caviar and puro roe. And then there's just rice under. Na sobrang favorite nung isa sa mga sikat na mukbang
Mukbangers.
people. Na parang nakailang bowls ata siya nun. Oo.
Yung isang girl yun.
Yung girl.
Oo, correct.
Oo, ang daming screen time nung babaeng yun. Siya daw nga yung number one.
Talaga?
Totoo,
Si
na-mention niya.
Chef Yunwook. Yunsok. At first, actually, medyo na ako sa kanya. Kasi sobrang
Ako,
rockstar.
the whole time.
parang
Ako,
rockstar
I
siya.
appreciate it.
Celebrity chef kasi siya eh. So parang
Yeah.
alam mo
Kumanta
yun.
siya sa Masked Singer, guys. May nakita akong clip na kumakanta siya sa Masked
bestie sila
Singer.
ni Chef Pike.
Oo. So I'm pretty sure, super gets why the confidence is there, like the rockstar vibes is there. Alam mo yun. At first annoy ako kasi parang gosh, wala ka man lang kaunting holding back or kaunting pakaano ka naman, pakunwari na, I'm not that good. Wala siyang ganon. As in, go
Tsaka
lang siya.
ninakaw niya lahat ng mga ingredients, yung scallops.
Correct.
Pero
Tapos
oo.
nang bully pa siya na kunin yung green onions. Tapos ito,
Oo.
bigyan kita ng 3 scallops. And they were
Oo.
like, anong gagawin ko sa 3 scallop mo?
Pero
Correct.
sobrang appreciate ko siya kasi grabe yung strategies niya. Like,
Well, yeah.
in fairness talaga, like the brains is there. Because like, in
Yeah.
cooking, that matters. That's why I also
Of course.
I super appreciate like the restaurant challenge because sa mga napapanood natin lahat ng mga chef pick na variety shows, like he always emphasizes on like the marketing, the surround. It's not just the food. It's also about the experience. It's also about how you make the food, how it comes about. Parang ganon. And he obviously understands all that already. And so, natuwa ako na as a strategist, he's so intelligent. So, parang I really thought, okay, I will look out for him, si Chef Yun-suk. But at the same time, sobrang natuwa. Sobrang natuwa. Because I also didn't want him to win. Even though he's good, I didn't want him to win. Just kasi nga, parang ang yabang na niya. Parang ganon. Yabang vibes. I don't know if he's really mayabang in real life, pero yun yung vibes na nakuha ko sa show. And then, funny though, natalo siya because hindi niya na-strategize yung dishes niya for the final challenge. Kasi siya yung unang natanggal dun sa semi-final challenge.
Correct.
Yung tofu hell challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Parang
He got too cocky, as you
cocky.
mentioned.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Oo.
Hindi niya na ginamit yung brain niya. So parang, ganun din talaga ang life, no? Parang the moment na masobrahan ka sa yabang, sa cockiness, wala, bye-bye. So, ayun lang, parang
Siguro,
may ganun ako.
He was also interviewed by Chef Pike on his YouTube show. So he kind of talked about that moment as well. And aside from the yabang, the pagod as well. The pagod is pagoding. Panoorin nyo, cute yung interview nilang dalawa.
Oo.
Siguro, to add, and I guess, na to, kasi parang one of my takeaways na from the show din. Parang just watching him, like, I'm just so amazed just watching all these, like, top-tier chefs, like, work a kitchen. Parang, it's not something you see every day, eh. Alam mo yun? Parang, you just hear about it, about how they work and stuff, but seeing it up front, parang, like, especially with him, na parang, him and si, triple star.
Triple star.
The two of them,
Oo.
parang, like, how they work, for me, is, parang, the clarity of vision, and the, parang, directness of intention, is, like, the thing that's, like, always in my mind whenever I see them. Parang, whenever they lead, whenever they cook something, parang, it's always so clear. That's why they work so efficiently. And parang pag pinapanood ko siya, parang ako like, gusto ko siyang dalhin sa buhay ko. Na parang, alam mo, when you cook kasi there's also so many decisions you have to make. Pero dahil sobrang clear ng intention talaga sa utak nila. And of course, dahil highly skilled and highly experienced na nila, it was just like very easy for them to like make quick decisions. Like for example, yung scene din na yung kay Chef Edward when he decided to like change up how they cook the meat. Alam mo yun? Parang like, alam ka agad, may solusyon ka agad, na parang, alam mo yun, parang nakaka-inspire siyang panoorin, na parang, hindi ako chef, pero that's something I can bring to my own life. Alam mo yun? So, it's just so much fun to watch. And other than that, parang it also makes me want to, like, it makes me think of like, what does it take for you, for a person to be on top of your game? Kasi these people are all on top of your game. At ano yung characteristics nila that led them there? Sobrang nakakatuwa lang yung pinapanood mo, tapos nakikita mo kung paano nga yun nangyayari. Na medyo parang, kunyari si Chef Yun-suk, parang may pagka, ano na siya eh, parang may egomaniacal obsession na sila. Alam mo yon. And may isa ring chef na nag-mention nun, nung start, nung nag-challenge sila, na parang, he said na, there are too many cooks can ruin a broth. And they were all like, kind of like being so obsessed about themselves. Pero at the same time, that obsession can also bring you to a different kind of height that not a lot of people will be able to experience.
Sure,
Parang
no?
si Cooking Maniac, parang dun din yung punta nun siguro, eventually.
Oo, actually.
But then there's just really a certain kind of genius na parang wala, ganun talaga yung nila, dedication and passion. And lucky for them that they found it and really stuck to it.
It is, sobra. Nakakaano siya, inspire. At the same time, parang nakakainggit. Kasi parang, what a life to lead to be able to think that way. Like, goes back to like, yung nagko-question, may question sila sa dulo ng show na, what does food mean to you? And then there was this one guy that said, na sobrang all caps talaga sa akin yun, na tumatak sa akin. Ang sabi niya, this is the proof that I ever existed. Putang ina! Wild! That is such a wild statement. Can be applied to anything in life. Pero ibig sabihin, you have to be that single-mindedly dedicated to that one thing that makes you exist in this world. Parang, fuck. Mind blown.
Correct. Ha! Wow, nasa end ka na.
Ay, so...
Hindi, okay lang
Sorry.
naman. Actually,
Dumiretso na ako doon.
Gumanon kasi ako. Kasi parang, I wanted to ask din kasi sana kung ano yung thoughts and feelings nyo on the finale. And the winner.
Ako, a lot. A lot of thoughts about the finale. And obviously, the winner, dahil Chef Edward nga ako. Hindi, pero kasi, I feel like, hindi as beautiful, as great as the show is, I just really don't like how they mounted the last 2 episodes. I feel like dapat binaliktad nila. Inuna muna nila yung cooking hell before your life on a plate. Because it felt anticlimactic because you're already knowing their story with like the life on a plate. And that would be a perfect segue to the finale kung sino na yung magiging last 2. Dahil naging, ang dramatic na, ang ganda, dami mo nang iyak, tas biglang, magluluto sila ng tofu ng ilang rounds ulit. Parang ganun, diba?
Correct.
Nakakapagod na lang tuloy siya. So, and then because of that, biglang, yung finale, parang basically, your life on a plate din naman siya, diba? Parang ganun din.
That's
or what
true.
defines
I
you,
was
something
so
like that.
confused.
Right? So, parang,
like, why did it repeat?
diba? It could have been executed lang better and sana pinaghiwalay, especially with how everything was built up. So, yun lang yung parang pinaka-disappointing sa akin. Tsaka, medyo nakakatawa lang din si Chef Pike dun sa Life on a Plate kasi parang hindi ko magets yung judging niya. Kasi nung una, diba, ang taas-taas. Diba yung si Chef Edward, 98! Tapos nung nakita niya na, ay, ang baba mag-score ni Chef Ann. Okay, 91.
Binabaan niya.
92. Yung mga ganun na siya
Na-influence
bigla.
pa ni Chef Ann ang kanyang decision making.
Wala. Unless ganun talaga kasarap yung kay Chef Edward nga na 98 ang deserve. At yung iba parang 90, 91 na lang. Pero yun lang. Pero hindi, love ko pa rin talaga si Chef Pike. I believe ganun kasarap yung kay Chef Edward. Kung sana't hindi mo na lang kasi tinawag na bibimbap, wala daw knife ang bibimbap.
Alam mo, yun yung thought
Yung mixing.
Oo. Parang medyo dun siya nag-feel ng slight. Parang may kulang ng detail on that. Na parang hindi siya pwede maging bibimbap kung gagamitin mo ay fork and knife. Parang sobrang taliwas yun sa pagiging bibimbap niya.
But
Wait,
like,
so hindi kayo nag-agree na yun yung judgment niya? Tama ba?
ay, hindi. Ako okay lang sa akin. Pero parang yun nga. If he didn't name it bibimbap, he would have like
okay.
won.
Di ba may sinabi si
Super
Chef
gets.
Ann na gano'n, na parang if he named it some bap, other bap
Tama.
thing, a doll bap
Oo.
or something, he would
Kasi
have like
bibim
been
is
okay
mix.
about it.
Oo.
Correct.
Correct.
Oo.
But then kasi parang pwede naman siyang ano lang Ano yun, di ba uso yung mga ganun dati? What do you call that?
Yung mga
Deconstructed
Mongolian.
sinigang, ganyan.
Oo.
Di ba lahat na lang deconstructed?
Oo, correct.
Nasa
Correct.
Mongolian yung Mongolian bowl.
Mongolian
Ano
bowl.
ganun?
Correct.
Deconstructed bibimbap. Tawagin natin
Oo.
ganyan. Or
Correct.
like an
Oo.
American
Correct.
recreation. Sana
Nakakaloka.
dinagdagan na lang ng konting words. Anyway.
Pero, like, speaking of end, parang sobrang nagets ko rin, parang, parang for me, parang, medyo yung pacing nga nung last episode for me yung medyo weird. parang it wasn't an episode dedicated to just the finale. Parang may pasundot pa nung last challenge. Na parang
Yeah.
bitin. Parang ano ba yun? Parang
It
anticlimactic ng slight na parang I wanted to like have all these like feelings that I did nung first episode of like,
True.
ganon. Tapos
Yung
biglang,
grandness.
yung grandness, biglang, medyo nabitin tayo.
To be fair,
I mean,
parang ganon
naalala-
din yung attack nila sa Physical 100. Parang
Mm.
the last episode is parang hati siya nung last na challenge and then Pero kasi the way they do it sa Physical 100, mas may arc pa. Ito kasi parang ang
Medyo nilet go
labo
lang.
ng pagka-arc niya eh.
Oo, correct. Although tumayo pa rin
Bumaba.
ako nung nanalo na si si Napoli Matfia.
Napoli Matfia.
And I didn't know how to feel when Napoli Matfia won. Feeling ko, medyo nagigets ko na ngayon kasi parang hindi ako impressed sa dish niya.
Oo.
Probably because it's more of the challenge. Kasi nga, like what you said, it's the same as your life on a plate. Like, parang name on the line dish.
Name on the line, oo.
Parang gano'n. Na parang, what the fuck? Alam mo yun? Parang, sobrang na-confused talaga ako. So parang, and then in my head, nag-zone in talaga ako kay Chef Edward kasi ang unique ng dish niya sa punyetang tokboki ng Segafredo, basta yung half-frozen.
Oo.
Yes.
Tokboki na parang kakaiba. Alam mo yun? So parang,
Exactly. And
and
sorry,
I'm so fucking impressed with that freaking tokboki.
Right?
And, again, we don't know because we don't know how it tastes like. Maybe it sucked at mas masarap talaga yun. Pero parang, ang cheesy kasi. Like,
Yes, exactly.
Matya did a freaking ravioli shaped like a heart and then
Using
lamb heart
heart.
yung laman.
Exactly.
Parang,
It's so freaking, and then plus, it's so literal. Sorry kasi parang, yun yung difference kay Chef Edward. Kasi Chef Edward, very creative. There's a lot of thought process.
May
Sa
finesse.
kanya, napaka-literal lang eh. Okay, ako to, puso ko. Okay, 1995 ako pinanganak, lagyan natin ng wine na nung
Na walang
year na
laman.
pinanganak ako. Correct.
Parang-
Present lang niya para lang
Present
mabigay
lang
yung fact na
feeling
yun.
ko nga,
Tapos,
naisip niya yun.
na-disappoint
Shit, nadaling
si
ko
Chef
yung
Pic.
bote kasi may makguli sila. Parang
Oo.
Pero I just felt that it was too literal. Parang, I guess, kasi, again, as viewers, we can only go with the story.
Yeah,
Yun na nga, hindi
exactly.
naman natin alam yung lasa eh.
Correct.
Pero, dun lang ako medyo na frustrate about that. Like, when he started making the heart and then saying na nga na parang may lamb heart, parang, okay,
Ako
di
rin.
good. Alam mo
Ako
yun,
rin.
it felt so flat.
Hindi siya exciting. And he's done exciting stuff. It's not
He
like
has.
I don't like him as a chef. I feel like he's shown more promise sa other dishes niya. Parang ganun. And no hate talaga for him. I'm pretty sure he's like a really, really great chef. Pero parang,
The
I could
tiramisu.
just imagine. Yeah, the tiramisu.
Ay, brilliant
is
din
freaking
yun,
genius.
actually.
Alam mo, yung CU, the convenience store, they're gonna develop it na as like staple. Diba, you know how the convenience stores, they have like their own food and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're gonna develop that. So,
Love
yun
it.
lang. Sponsored by
ganda.
CU yung set diba? So,
Oo. And
Ayun.
also, if you want the recipe,
Money for him.
Netflix posted it on Instagram. Tinori din namin. Re-repost
perfect.
namin para makita ninyo.
yeah.
Gagawin ba
Yun nga.
talaga natin? Ako hindi ko gagawin.
Ako hindi ko gagawin.
Ako na lang.
Tatry
Pero
ko na
gusto
lang
ko may
kapag
magbigay
nagluto
sa
siya.
akin.
Oh,
Yun lang
exactly.
naman.
Ganun. O, si Monica daw
Oo,
magbibigay
bigyan
sa
nyo
akin.
na lang ako.
Okay,
Para
sige,
matikman
sige.
ko.
Pero si Napoli na Mafia, parang naisip ko talaga, my gosh, he got lucky that he won that life on a plate challenge. Because he will not survive that tofu hell.
He wouldn't.
He will
Italian
not. I
cuisine?
feel like
Anong
he will
gagawin
not.
niya?
I mean, or maybe he will. I don't know.
I don't think
Okay,
he would.
fine.
Calling it,
Parang
he
the
wouldn't.
chances are very, very slim. Parang gano'n. Malay mo. Kasi
What
I think
Italian
naman he's
food
a
can you
genius.
think of that uses tofu?
That can
I mean,
use tofu. Yung may
No,
cheese.
Creativity din naman eh. Oo. Kung
Pero wala
kung
kasi
nagawa
siyang
nga ni-
creativity. Sorry. So, joke
Meron
lang.
naman. Pero
Okay.
ayun lang, parang minsan iniisip ko talaga yon. Or baka din kasi sobrang naano talaga ako, nahook ako dun sa storytelling ni Chef Edward sa tokboki niya na yon. Tapos meron pa siyang handwritten letter, alam mo yon, just so that he can say it properly. Parang,
Pero baka nga
Ang
nahuhook ka, baka nga nahuhook tayo sa story. the
Pwede
story
rin
is great.
naman.
Pero baka naman,
What if
yun nga yung
pangit
sabi nila
pala
eh,
yung
kasi
lasa?
parang, iba kasi yung impact ng meat sa dessert eh. So parang yun yung
Correct.
pinag-usapan din nila eh. Parang I might lose because like my dish is clean. Parang yung kay ano kasi punch in the face.
Yeah.
Kahit na corny with the heart
Correct.
and the empty bottle of wine. Pero if,
Correct.
yun, if may sapak sa mukha, parang mas ano. And I think the judges are also more focused din on that. Yes, the story is there. Kahit na si Chef Anne, story. Parang end of the day, parang based on the challenges, it seems like they're really focused on the food and the taste itself.
And also, actually,
Yes.
strategy din yun. Kunento ni Chef Edward na for cooking shows, usually, ang best na gawin is to serve a cold dish because a warm dish couldn't be served warm by the time it's judged. Kasi ang daming mga, shots, di ba?
Correct.
So, 30 minutes pa, lalamig na siya, saka siya So, usually, dapat cold dishes daw para
Ooh.
maintained. So,
Kaya ba siya
strategy yun.
nag-tofu soup? Parang ang sarap din ng tofu soup niya eh.
Oo.
Yung first dish niya.
Oo.
Dun sa
May
sa
pine nuts.
I do believe challenge. I do believe. Loka din ako sa amount of tofu na bumaba.
Correct.
That's so excessive. Ang dami.
It
Kama, onti lang sila. But anyway, so that was the finale. And gosh, I still can't believe that the show is done. I wish that there'd be a second season. Sana naman. Dahil mukha namang successful. And just in case these Netflix executives are listening in, because sometimes
Yes,
they
they
do.
are.
Shout out to Pledis. 1 to 13, Char. 1 to Sarang.
Yes.
Gusto kong i-share natin yung takeaway natin on this show so that, and hopefully, or na in the hopes na sana on the second season, baka parang magamit yung takes natin, I don't know, or something, or any thoughts on the show to end our episode. Meron ka pa bang i-share maliban dun sa sinabi mo, Trency, kanina?
Girl, madami talaga. As in,
Madami
discourse
talaga.
tong show
Okay,
na to
okay,
for me.
Okay. I know. Nalaloka
Meron
na
akong-
ako eh.
As in, discourse siya talaga for me. Pero siguro mabilis na lang na yung mga dinaplisan ko lang thoughts. Like thoughts on like being a leader, thoughts on being an artist, like all the artistry that it put in there. Alam mo yon. And yung story kasi talaga ni Chef Edward for me din yung natumatak. So parang like food as identity. And parang kasi syempre, I've said it so many times, like love na love ko yung unexpected business. So yung whole like Korean-American diaspora storyline, sobrang
Yes.
bet na bet ko yan. And it really fascinates me. So parang bayan-bayanan. So I really love how his being there like really actually connects Korean food to the world as like an
Yeah.
outsider nga. So parang, and it makes us outsiders even wanna go in more. Alam mo yun? Kasi may, in a way, familiarity with Chef Edward being there. So, ayun, yun lang naman on the side. Message nyo lang ako kung gusto nyo pang mag-discourse on IG. Kasi, girl, ang dami pa. As in, like, it's a whole notes page of, like, discourses.
Correct.
Yun
Mag-usap pa
lang.
tayo after this.
Madami ka bang
Yung-
discourse pa, Pia?
Yung pinaka-takeaway ko actually na feel ko na, wow, tumatanda na pala ako. Nagkaroon ako ng ganong moment na realize ko because like throughout the show, I was actually rooting for the white spoons versus the black spoons. Sabi ko, bakit ganon? Dati mahilig ako sa underdog. Bakit ngayon hindi na? So na-realize ko, maybe because of age, na because these white spoon chefs are there because of their wisdom, because of their experience, because of the things they went through. So parang, nagkaroon ako ng thinking na I'm so sick and tired of stories na people who hit it big young because ganito talent, ganon. Seeing the white spoons there shows you that hard work can give you this kind of prestige and this kind of space kung saan everybody looks up to you and you deserve it. And not just because genius ka and because artist ka and whatever. So
Yeah.
parang yun yung na-realize ko dito na, wow, tumatanda na ako kasi mas na-appreciate ko na ngayon yung wisdom and experience versus like pure raw talent. Parang ganon. And then for the next season, sana makahanap pa sila. I mean, we know that Korea is a small country, pero sigurado ako madami pa kayong mahanap na lalaban pa. Kung Fiscal
Yeah.
100 nga, nakailang season na eh. Kaya rin to sa
Correct.
Culinary Class Wars.
Baka meron
And better
pa.
execution
Why
lang
not?
ng mga challenges. Come on.
Ng
Correct.
ending.
Oo.
I didn't mind the challenges actually.
Ay, yeah, the
takeaway
ending
ko,
challenges.
the ending challenge, yeah. Yung takeaway ko dito is actually more on strategy again. Parang sobrang good job talaga sa show na to. Especially with Edward Lee. Na-mention mo na to, Trency. Kasi siya yung parang connection to the Western world. Kasi kilala na siya eh. And like, parang meron siyang, parang lalong yung hook. I mean, a lot of people, even international people, are already taking in Korean content. But having this kind of elongated the timeline kasi kahit papaano may tanning din yan eh, 'di ba? Yung kasikatan ng things, yung trend or something. So I like that. I feel like nagkaroon ng opportunity na mapahaba pa lalo yung attention on Korean content by taking on people like Edward Lee na may connection na to the Western world and mounting a show that's well executed, well casted. The challenges are pretty great and very impressive. Very, very impressive sets. Grabe yung meat and seafood market thing na minount nila na meron pang aquarium tapos sila pa yung maglaline ng mga isda and all that. And also the rest, well, actually hindi, yun yung mas impressive kaysa dun sa restaurant challenge. So, it was a well thought of show. So, in terms of strategy, mas humaba, I feel like mas humaba yung timeline ng Korean content in the world. I'm pretty sure naman it's not slowing down any moment, but at least humahaba pa siya, which is great, 'di ba? And not to mention parang yung feels din niya kasi in terms of look and massiveness, lumalabas yung Squid Game reference kahit na walang patayan. Alam mo yun?
Correct.
Wala namang namamatay sa show na to. Pero dahil doon, parang the appeal, that's why it makes sense that the appeal of the international viewers is so great on this show. And maliban sa pagtulong sa Korean content, sa Korean production, nakatulong pa siya sa industriya, which is so nakakainggit. It's so nakakatuwa na parang biruin mo, ang sabi nga nila, parang humina na yung restaurant industry. And because of this, may chance na mukhang mabubuhay siya ulit. Alam mo yun, because of this show. So, that's meaningful. That's powerful. So, sobrang nakatuwa yun. Like, I wish there are other industries na namamatay din na sana, I don't know, kung ano mang jumpstart no na makakatulong, it would be great too if masimulan siya. Hindi naman kailangan Netflix show or whatever. Pero nakakatuwa lang to see that it happened through this show. Kaya ako sobrang natutuwa. At, ayun. Sabi ko na nasabi, so yon ang aking takeaway for this show. Napahaba tayo sa ating episode kasi naman, ang dami pang pwedeng masabi. Ayun na, don't forget to message Trency. Madami siyang pwede pang ikwento. Just check out our DMs. But anyway, check out our DMs. Nandun na, naka-ready na.
May sagot
ako
na
mismo
sa
yung, ako magme-message isa-isa sa lahat nagpa-follow sa atin sa
parang
Instagram.
bot lang.
Oo. What are your thoughts? Tell me now.
Pero bago yun, mag-game muna tayo. At simple lang ang ating game. It is the word connection game. Basically, magbibigay lang akong isang word, tapos kailangan namin i-connect isa-isa. I-connect yung words sa isa't isa, tapos kung sino ang makamiss, meron tayong 5-second countdown, out na siya. So, last man standing to.
Okay.
Ayun. Okay. And since this is kind of similar to that tofu health challenge, I will start with the word tofu. Let's go with me, Pia Trency. And go. Tofu.
Taho.
Arnibal.
Matamis.
Tapioca.
Not like.
Two.
Not like. I don't like.
Not like?
Pwede ba yun? Acceptable ba yun?
Parang hindi. Kailangan word kasi.
Kailangan
hindi
word.
Statement. Oo.
Okay. Sige, dessert.
Cake. 1.
Cheesecake.
2.
Factory.
1. Pollution. Ang haba nito.
ang layo na niya. Wala siya sa food.
Ecology.
Ganito na lang. In 2 more rounds, dapat maibalik natin sa Culinary Class Wars. Kung hindi natin maibalik, talo tayong lahat.
Okay.
Sige.
So, starting na to sa round na to. Starting with, ano sabi ko? Pollution, ecology. Okay, Trency, go.
Greens.
Vegetables.
Salad.
1,
Dressing.
2, Jang. Yay! I think yun na yun. That we are all winners. Oh, shit.
Yay!
And that is our game. And hopefully, we can play more games next time. So, sana mapanood nyo pa ang iba pa naming mga episodes. You can follow us on our socials. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you are enjoying our content, we'd love your support. Please hit that follow button and give us 5-star reviews, not 3-star, 5-star reviews on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Your feedback helps us grow and brings more amazing content your way. Thank you. You're the best. Gumawa, Chagoya, Sarang
Sarang
Thank you, Culinary Class Warriors. Wars. Warriors.
Gusto ko yung
for
Warriors.
This great show. I know. Tofu talk. Ang daming tofu talk, no? Kung gagawin natin yung challenge na yun, ano yung best tofu dish na pwede nyong maipresent sa Judge Peck and Anne?
Magkaroon ng connection yung tofu sa Filipino culture. Meron naman siya malaking connection. Tama yun. And inspired by Chef Ed. Ano ba ang isang pagkain na pinaka nag-represent sa pagka-Pinoy? Kundi Jollibee.
Okay.
So, Jollibee Chicken Joy na tofu.
Parang yung niluto niya yung Kentucky Fried Tofu.
Correct. O, na may kasamang spaghetti na matamis.
Na nasa tofu block.
Na nasa tofu block. Tama. Yun. Correct. Tama yun. Tapos, peach mango pie. Pero, nasa loob ng isang bloke din ng tokwa na pinrito. With bread.
So,
paano kay triple star?
Mangga na nasa tofu.
Oo.
Tapos may bread.
Oo. Paano kay triple star?
Okay.
Akala ko yung nasa loob tofu, yung filling. Kasi diba sabi nila yung peach mango pie, fake naman yung mga filling.
So,
Hindi
tokwa
talaga
na
siya
yun.
mangga at peach. Tokwa. Char lang, hindi ako sure. Baka magalit Jollibee.
Oo. Wag Jollibee, we're your friends.
Yes! We have more ideas. How about, instead of fries, let's use tofu.
Yeah! Oo. Para mas marami estrogen. At peaceful tayong lahat.